Good morning, everyone. Today I will be presenting MMPC001 Block 1 Introduction to Management, which is designed as a complete exam preparation guide. This block covers three important units. Unit 1 on nature and scope of management, Unit 2 on schools of management thought, and Unit 3 on functions of management. The aim of this session is to help you clearly understand key concepts, theories, and exam oriented topics so that you can confidently attempt both short and long answer questions in your examination. Unit 1 Nature and Scope of Management. Let us begin with Unit 1, which focuses on the nature and scope of management. Management has been defined by several scholars. Harold Kuhns defined it as the art of getting things done through and with people in formally organized groups. Mary Parker Follett described it more simply as getting things done through people. Peter F. Drucker expanded the concept by stating that management is a multi-purpose organ that manages business, managers, workers, and work. Management has several important characteristics. It is a goal-oriented process focused on achieving objectives. It is universal in nature and applicable to all types of organizations. It is a continuous process that never stops. It is dynamic and adapts to changing environments. uh, it is an intangible force that cannot be seen but can be felt in results. It is a group activity involving people working together. It is multidisciplinary, drawing from fields like psychology, economics, and sociology. And finally, it is considered an art, a science, and a profession. Management versus administration. Now let us understand the difference between management and administration. Administration is mainly concerned with policy making and decision making at the top level, such as directors and owners, whereas management focuses on executing and implementing those policies at the middle and lower levels. Administration deals with strategic decisions, while management deals with day to day operational decisions. According to the British School, administration is a wider term that includes management, whereas in the American school, administration refers more to policy formulation and management to implementation. Administration focuses on determining objectives and policies, while management focus on achieving those objectives effectively. However, it is important to note that in modern usage, the terms management and administration are often used interchangeably, and the distinction is largely academic. Levels of management and managerial skills dots. Management exists at three levels in an organization. The top level includes the board of directors, CEO, and managing director, who are responsible for setting strategy, policies, and overall vision. The middle level includes department heads and branch managers, who are responsible for coordination and implementation of plans. The lower or supervisory level includes foremen and supervisors who handle direct supervision and day to day operations. Along with levels, managers require specific skills as identified by CATS. Technical skills refer to knowledge of specific methods and techniques and are more important at the lower level. Human or interpersonal skills refer to the ability to work with and motivate people and are equally important at all levels. Conceptual skills involve the ability to see the organization as a whole and are most critical at the top management level. Unit 2 Schools of Management Thought. Moving on to Unit 2, we study the schools of management thought, which explain how management theories evolved over time. The classical or scientific management approach, led by F.W. Taylor, focused on efficiency, standardization, and finding the one best way to perform tasks. The administrative management approach by Henry Fayol focused on principles and functions of management. The bureaucratic approach by Max Weber emphasized hierarchy, rules, procedures, division of labor, and impersonality. The human relations school, led by Elton Mayo through the Hawthorne studies, highlighted the importance of social and psychological factors in improving productivity. The behavioral science approach, including thinkers like Maslow and MacGregor, focused on motivation and human behavior. Finally, the quantitative or management science approach uses mathematical models, statistics, and techniques like operations research for decision making. Henry Fayol's 14 Principles. Henry Fayol proposed 14 principles of management that serve as general guidelines for managers. These include division of work, authority and responsibility, discipline, unity of command, unity of direction, subordination of individual interest to general interest, remuneration, centralization, and decentralization, scalar chain, order, equity, stability of tenure, initiative, and esprit de corps. Among these, some principles are particularly important for exams. Unity of command means that each employee should receive orders from only one superior. Unity of direction means one head and one plan for a group of activities with the same objective. Scalar chain refers to the chain of authority from top to bottom. Esprit de corps emphasizes team spirit and harmony among employees. These principles are still relevant and widely applied in modern organizations. F.W. Taylor, Scientific Management, FW. Taylor introduced the concept of scientific management, focusing on improving efficiency and productivity. His principles include science, not rule of thumb, which means replacing guesswork with scientific methods, harmony, not discord, which promotes cooperation between management and workers, cooperation, not individualism, which emphasizes teamwork, development of each person to their full potential, and mental revolution, which requires a change in attitude of both workers and management towards cooperation. Succeed. Taylor also introduced techniques such as time study to determine the standard time for tasks, motion study to eliminate unnecessary movements, fatigue study to determine optimal work-rest cycles, differential piece rate system to provide incentives for higher productivity, and functional foremanship, where specialized supervisors handle different aspects of work. Unit 3, Functions of Management, POSDC. Now we move to Unit 3, which deals with the functions of management. These functions are commonly summarized as POSDC, which stands for planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Planning involves setting objectives and deciding the course of action. Organizing involves identifying activities, grouping them, assigning duties, and creating a structure. Staffing involves managing human resources, including recruitment, training, and development. Do this. Directing involves leading, motivating, and supervising employees. Controlling involves measuring performance and ensuring that organizational goals are achieved. These functions are interconnected and essential for effective management. Planning, the primary function. Media. Planning is considered the primary function of management because it sets the direction for all other functions. It involves determining objectives and deciding how to achieve them. There are different types of plans, including mission, objectives, strategies, policies, procedures, rules, programs, and budgets. The planning process involves several steps: establishing objectives, identifying planning premises, identifying alternative courses of action, evaluating these alternatives, selecting the best alternative, formulating derivative plans, and finally quantifying plans into budgets. However, planning has limitations such as rigidity, false sense of security, high cost and time consumption, environmental uncertainty, and internal inflexibility. And it does not guarantee success. Organizing and staffing. Organizing involves establishing structural relationships to achieve organizational goals. The process includes identifying activities, grouping them, assigning duties, delegating authority, and coordinating efforts. Authority is the formal right to give orders, while power is the ability to influence others. Delegation involves transferring authority to subordinates, but responsibility remains with the manager. Span of control refers to the number of subordinates a manager can effectively supervise. Centralization refers to decision making at the top level, while decentralization refers to the dispersal of decision making. Staffing involves manpower planning, recruitment, selection, placement, and orientation. training and development, performance appraisal, and promotion and career planning. Directing and controlling. Directing involves guiding and supervising employees to achieve organizational goals. It includes leadership, which influences people, motivation, which encourages employees to perform better, communication, which ensures the flow of information, and supervision, which involves direct oversight of employees' work. Controlling ensures that actual performance matches planned performance. The controlling process includes establishing standards, measuring actual performance, comparing it with standards, identifying deviations, analyzing causes, and taking corrective action. Techniques of controlling include budgetary control, management by objectives, break-even analysis, ratio analysis, and PRT by CPM. Coordination, the essence of management. Coordination is defined as the orderly arrangement of group efforts to achieve a common objective, as stated by Mooney and Riley. It is called the essence of management because it is present in all functions: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. It is not a separate function but a binding force that integrates all activities. Without coordination, organizations may face duplication of efforts, conflicts, and inefficiencies. Coordination can be internal or external, vertical or horizontal, and proactive or reactive. It ensures unity of action and smooth functioning of the organization. Exam Q&A Part 1. This slide covers important short answer questions. For example, Mary Parker Follett defined management as getting things done through people, while Harold Kuhn's extended it further. Fayol's 5 functions of management include planning, organizing, commanding, coordinating, and controlling. Unity of command means that one employee should receive orders from only one superior. Authority is the formal right to command, while responsibility is the obligation to perform, and responsibility cannot be delegated. The Hawthorne studies by Elton Mayo concluded that social and psychological factors have a greater impact on productivity than physical conditions. Exam Q&A Part 2. This slide includes more short questions. Coordination is called the essence of management because it integrates all functions. Taylor's mental revolution refers to a change in attitude from conflict to cooperation. Centralization means decision making at the top, while decentralization means distributing decision making authority. The 3 levels of management include top, middle, and lower levels with different roles. Management by objectives, proposed by Peter Drucker, involves joint goal setting by managers and subordinates and uses results as a basis for evaluation. Long answer questions. This slide highlights important long answer questions for exams. These include discussing the nature and scope of management and whether it is a science, art, or profession, critically examining Taylor's scientific management, including its contributions and limitations, explaining Fayol's 14 principles and their relevance today, explaining the functions of management and why planning is primary, discussing coordination as the essence of management, and comparing classical and behavioral schools of thought. Students should prepare structured answers with examples for these questions. Share a quick revision cheat sheet. This slide provides a quick revision summary. Key management definitions include Cones, Follett, and Drucker. The 5 functions of management are planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling, with coordination as the essence. Taylor's scientific management includes time and motion studies and the mental revolution principle. Fayol's administrative management includes 14 principles such as unity of command and scalar chain. Schools of thought include classical human relations, behavioral, and quantitative approaches. Important terms include MBO, span of control, scalar chain, and coordination. This slide is very useful for last minute revision. Thank you everyone for your attention. I hope this session has helped you clearly understand the key concepts of management.